16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If I keep going, I'll give you my age, but you get the point. I've had those arguments. My GCSE days, by the way, I didn't have, take it back. I remember when I was probably about 12, I was in madrasa. My dad put me into Hifz class. I'm like, I don't really want to be here. Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy life, trying to vibe a little. My boy is like, what's this Hifz thing about? Come school, go madrasa 5 to 7. And my most teacher, Maulana Rizwan, I haven't seen him in years. He said one thing. So I was doing Hifz, I must have done it for about 5-6 months. Still haven't made any progress, by the way. But I'm there for 5-6 months. And it's okay. And then afterwards, I started going down a bit. And then one of the ones like to my dad, like, what's going on? Why is he not as good as he used to be? And my dad was like, yeah, this is happening. He's got his phone, he's distracted now. And my teacher that day, he said, your phone is the reason your Hifz has gone down. And my dad was like, it's time to take that phone away. I'm like, ain't no way that's happening. I've had those arguments. When it came to GCSE days, he took my phone away. I come from school, it goes in a drawer. I pick it up in the morning when I go for school again. So I have my phone like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. When I come home, sit on the table and revise. I did not like that. I was thinking, that's my phone, man. I need to check up on my boys. I need to play my games. I just need to chill on YouTube. TikTok wasn't there back in the day, so it was YouTube. Like Sidemen, Road to Show, you know what I'm talking about. But then when I came to 17, 18, I thought, you know what? I'm going to stand my ground a bit more. I'm going to be firm. Like, no, my phone's staying with me. I'll revise, I'll do it. Just leave my phone with me. GCSEs, I had A's and A stars, by the way, alhamdulillah, most of them. A-levels, I fought the battle. I kept my phone with me. I've lost how many C's I got, but I got C's and D's in my A-levels. The point I'm making over here is that your parents, they know what they are doing. I know it sounds tough. It's like, I want to enjoy myself. Everyone's doing it. Why can't I do it? Why is my dad so tough? Why is my mom being so strict with me? It's only when you grow up and you get older, you realize what they were saying was in fact correct. They have no benefit. For them, it's extra headache. Think about it. My dad always makes this point. It's extra headache for me if I have to keep tabs on you, if I have to check in on you, if I have to constantly be on your case. But he's doing that because he wants the best for you. It's easy to just give you a phone and say, go on, do your thing. I'll see you on Eid day. It's so much easier for them to do that. But you don't realize how much headache they are going through just so that we don't get distracted, so that we don't get lost in the games and the glitter and the glamour. I want you to think about the arguments that you have with your parents. What is it about? What do you argue about? Half the time it's to do with motives. I want to go out with my boys. Half day's coming. I want to go. It's a weekend. I want to go. I want to go Power League. I want to go football. I want to go cinemas. And you're standing, arguing for hours. You're having a back and forth. For your boys, by the way. Because you don't want to say no to them. You don't want to miss out on that 1 hour, 2 hour fun. Yeah, and you think your boys mean well for you. They might, alhamdulillah, they do for. But realize, your boys are only going to go so far for you. Your brethren are only going to row for as far. They might pay for a meal. They might give you a ride. That's it. That's how far it goes. Push comes to shove. How far are they really rolling for you? Ask yourself that. If you call him up right now, your closest man, call him right now and say, bro, I need a place to stay. Not just for a day, for a week, a month, a year. Man, like my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, ain't got the space right now, funds this, funds that. I just need to, can you drop me a bill, drop me a bag? See how far that goes for you. And for that same person, you want to stand there and argue with your dad for hours. When your dad, he would give you those pennies so you can go. He would give you those pounds. You ask him for a fiver, he'll give it to you, not realizing that's the only fiver he had in his pocket. That he's now going to have to work overtime next week to pay for that pizza that you're enjoying right now. We don't see it right now. But I'm telling you, you will see it in years' time. When you become 16, when you become 18, 21, 25, when you have your own family, and when you start doing things for your little kids, when you start doing things for other people, the sacrifices you start making, you start realizing, hold on, it's a bit of deja vu here. My dad used to do that. My mom was like that. The games that you want to play for hours and hours and hours, you want to come home from school and just jump on Fortnite. And that's all you want to do. You don't want to spend time with anyone else. But realize that when you get into the thick of it all, when you turn 18 and your A-levels didn't work out the way that you wanted them to, and now you don't know, what do I do with my life? Or your marriage isn't working out. You don't know if this is the right car to get. Mourinho's not going to help you out on pro clubs and give you advice. You need your mom to do that. You need your mom to hug you and say, it's going to be okay. That comfort you're not going to get from others. You're only going to get that from within. And we need to realize that. And it's not always the bad things, by the way. You know, as people, especially for the ones that are getting 18 plus now, you start getting involved in the ISOC scene. You start getting involved in projects, in community projects, campaigns, charity stuff. And you start thinking, and this is the biggest trap of shaitan, by the way. You start thinking what you're doing is khair. What you're doing is good. You start thinking the work I'm doing in my mosque is amazing. But ask yourself, what is it at the expense of? Is it at the expense of the hours you need to spend at home? You're spending all of this time trying to rectify the community, but you've forgotten about your brothers and sisters at home, the younger ones. Allah's not going to ask you about Manor Park, about Tower Hamlets, about London, before He asks you what happened in your house. Why is your younger one going off the rails? Why is he not praying? But you're here giving khutbahs about telling other people to pray. You're telling your boys at uni, yeah, let's go. There's an event happening, there's a talk happening. But you've not showed the same thing to your sister. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. The Prophet ﷺ, his da'wah began from the home. Who do you save? قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Save yourselves. وَأَهْلِيكُمْ. And your family. That's the order. Yourself, your family, then the rest of the community. You're happy to give lifts to everyone around you whenever you go. But when your mom asks you, can you go to the shops? You're like, no, that's going to take 10 minutes, that's long. I just got home. When your brother's asking for help with the homework and you're like, nah. But when your boy calls you, bro, I need advice right now, I need help. You're willing to spend hours on that. Walk on with that, what's going on? Where's the rationale, bro? Where's the priorities? Realize you're taking a smaller good at the expense of a greater good. And this is something I only realized very recently. I'm just telling you my mistakes I've made. I'm not telling you anything special. I used to think the hours I put in for ISOC is amazing. But I haven't seen my family for days because I'm leaving home early, I'm coming back late, everyone's gone to bed. I was like a lodger in my own house. I still get those dicks thrown at me. Realize that. You need to think about what you are doing. Think about the impact you're leaving in your house. That comes first. That comes more higher up than anything else. Because you don't know when that phone will ring and they will ask you that same question. وَقُولُوا قَوْلِي هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُوا لِي وَلَكُمْ وَلِسَائِرِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ فَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulihil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. I'm short for time, so I'm going to wrap it up quickly, inshallah. I'm going to give you guys one action point and call it a day over there. Now, a lot of us, we've become accustomed to not speaking to our families, to not speaking to our brothers, to not speaking to our sisters, to not speaking to our parents, or uncles, aunts, etc., etc. Likewise, for parents to children and children to parents. And we don't really know what to do now. It's like, I know it's not up there. Like, I just can't talk. What am I meant to talk to them about? The age difference, the generation difference, interests don't really overlap. How do I fix it? What do I do? I'll tell you one thing. And it's so simple, but it's the hardest thing you're going to do. You're not ready, yeah? I hope everyone's awake right now. If you want to improve your relationship with your children, or your parents, or your siblings, you need to do this one thing. You need to talk. No, I'm not saying go therapy, I'm not saying go counseling, couples counseling, all of that. Talk. I guarantee you there are people in this room who will struggle to have a 5-minute conversation with their brother when they get home. They will struggle to sit with their mum for 5 minutes and talk. Not just sit, but talk. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. How was your day? Alhamdulillah. How was your day? Alhamdulillah. You see, like, it's like, what do I say next? And that holds you back. That holds you back. But I want you to do that. And if you know that the relationship is a bit edgy, it's a bit rocky, like the terms are not that good, take the step and just talk. And do it slowly. Do it in increments. What that means is if you're not accustomed to doing anything, yeah, if you live like a lodger the way I did, yeah, I mean, you don't even pay rent, you're paying for waste man move as well. You stay in their home, you don't even talk to them, you don't pay rent, nothing. Before you leave for work in the morning, for school, for uni, just say, Assalamu alaikum, I'm going. That's it. That's it. 10 seconds. They're not even going to look at you and think, wow, what's going on here? Why is he saying salam to me? Your parents aren't going to say that to you. When you come home, your brother, and you see, whoever you walk past, by the way, what I try to do anyway is whenever I walk past the room, I'm like, Assalamu alaikum, I'm heading out. That's it. I'm not going to stand them and tell them where I'm going. Come, keep it to yourself, no worries. I'm not saying go out there, tell all your secrets. Tell them what's on your phone, who you're chatting to, or you're listening to. No, leave it, fine, that'll come. Just talk. And if you can't do that to begin with, just sit in the same room. When you get home, don't just go straight up to your room and just hide in there like a vampire. Stay in the sitting room. Just chill on your phone over there. You want to put your AirPods in, do that, no problem. Be in the presence. Initiate conversation. Oh, what's the time, by the way? You've got your phone, but you still ask them, what's the time? Just to kick off a conversation. Should I turn the heating on? Can you pass me that? What's there for food? Conversation starters. These are life skills, by the way. When you go out to work and you're working with colleagues around you, you will realize these are just life skills to start conversation, to hold a conversation. The difference between a person that can just mix with the crowd and the person that the crowd will love is someone that can communicate. Someone that can just talk to you. Start talking to the people that you live with. Start spending the time with them. And if you have a car, go. Just your grocery. Say, okay, I'll pick you up, I'll drop you. Where do you need to go? Go out of your way. Realize the 9 to 5s that you guys do, yeah? This is for the elders in here. Your real 9 to 5 begins once you get back home from the 9 to 5. Your work is just to help facilitate what you need to do at home. You can't come home and be like, oh, I'm tired, I don't have the energy for this. I go through that. Yesterday I go home at 10 o'clock at night from work and I'm like, my brother's coming, barging in. He's like, bro, have you seen my message? I'm like, brother, I haven't eaten all day. I haven't sat on my bed all day. But I can't tell him that. Why? Because that work means nothing. If I get a phone call one day and say, yo, Harris is dead. Or have you heard she passed away? Because that bank balance ain't going to do nothing for me. On that day, you can sit and you can do all the sadaqah jariyah you want. You can raise the wells. You can raise money for the wells. You can build the mosques. But that will never fill the emptiness inside of your heart. You can make as much dua for them as you want once they've gone. But it will never be the same. It will never be the same for you. So start talking. Start sitting together. I know it's long. I know it's awkward. It's mad weird. Trust me, I've been through it. I've pushed myself through this, by the way. I'm not saying it as abstract advice for everyone. I pushed myself into this. Alhamdulillah, I can see it working. Because realize, no damage that you've ever done with your parents is irreparable. No wound is ever too deep to be healed. Everything heals. It just needs time. It just needs effort. Some takes a bit more time. Some takes a bit more intensity. Some takes a bit more effort. but it will heal. The damage can be fixed. The only thing that won't fix, the only damage you will never ever be able to repair is one of regret. I wish I had done it sooner. I wish I had done it when they were here. I wish I put in more effort. That regret will eat you alive, my dear brothers. Realize that. When you grow older, you will miss the times that your brothers were around you, but you didn't cherish it. The time that your parents were asking you, where are you, what's going on, chat to me. And you were just too busy with your boys. Your boys will change. Your primary school boys are not the same as secondary school boys. And then once you moved on to sixth form, you dropped all of them. Different. Uni boys, different. Work, different. Realize these are stages. Who has stayed with you through all of those stages? Your family. They haven't changed. Cherish these moments, because once they are gone, you are never, ever, ever going to get them back. Don't be that person that's going to be lost in the shorthand of all of this. And you're going to sit with regret as you're putting that mud into that grave. That regret, every inch of that sand, every grain of it will be your heart pouring, wishing for them to come back. Allah gave you a chance. Allah has given you your Jannah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Al-Walid awsatu abwab al-Jannah. Every single one of us over here, we are sitting over here because we want to fulfill an obligation of Jum'ah. Why? We want Allah to be pleased with us. We want Jannah. You pray because you want Jannah. You fast because you want Jannah. You make dua because you want Jannah. You recite Quran because you want Jannah. You help out in the community because you want Jannah. You put the efforts and the hours in for community work, for ISOC work, for charity projects because you want Jannah. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, the biggest or the widest door to Jannah is your parents. At home, you've got Jannah waiting for you. Are you knocking on that door of Jannah, or are you shutting it? ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد عباد الله رحمكم الله اتقوا الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم واستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون أقم الصلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله
استووا واعتدلوا straighten the rows and fill in all the gaps الله أكبر
الله سبحان الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
الله.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you everyone for coming to Sama Center today to attend Salatul Jum'ah. Whilst you are leaving, you can still donate towards the community projects we do in Sama Academy. We would like to thank you for your continuous support. Also, we would like to thank our brother Kaim. He came all the way from Manor Park and mashallah he's busy in many things. The reason I'm thanking him because he came after a long time, and I remember the first time we opened Sama Academy in 2020, before 3 years, I asked him to deliver the khutbah Jum'ah and he came quickly, mashallah, so he never let me down. Anytime I ask him for any help, mashallah, he always there for Sama Academy, although he's not from the community of Roman Road, but anytime Sama Academy needs him, he is present, mashallah. So may Allah reward you, Jazakallah khair. And we ask you to make dua for us, inshallah, so we can continue our support for the community, inshallah. Also today, alhamdulillah, we finished the winter camp activities with our children. I hope all the children, they enjoyed. We have some children here. I'm sure they enjoyed the activities we have done throughout 2 weeks. So keep us in your dua that we can continue this great works for the community and our children, inshallah. Jazakumullah.